Alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out to another session. We're very happy to have you here. Very happy to be here. We got some cool stuff again today. We're down one news article today, but I'm gonna make up for it by bringing you guys some good stuff. So we got three good things lined up for you for the news. Hopefully it'll be educational as well as fun, because I think there's one that everybody knows that we're probably gonna be talking about this week. So we'll definitely get into that. But let's get it started off with some news. We'll have a short little break, and then we're going to enjoy a wonderful presentation from our speaker. So I'm very excited for that. Also put here, I hope that you still have your winter tires on, because we're getting like 8 or 10 centimeters of snow or something tomorrow. So very fun, but yeah, keep your winter tires on.
That's rough.
All right. So, fun one that I found. The Iran and China are hacking into water treatment and water facilities in the United States. So pretty much all like last week, a bunch of like water treatment facilities in the United States were targeted by state-sponsored Iranian hackers as well as some Chinese hackers. Long story short, these water treatment facilities in the U.S. have some of the worst like security that you could ever imagine. To the point that like when a lot of these water treatment facilities started to get digitized, they would buy software or from companies that would actually manage like how these things operate and never change the default passwords for the software. Right? So a lot of the hacks that happened this week were because these people were like these state-sponsored attackers are just logging in with, admin to the water treatment facilities. So in an effort to try to make this, I'm trying to make this more easy to understand for people that might not be in cybersecurity. What is the impact of something like this happening? Well, you can imagine that if water treatment facilities kind of get shut down, well, we're not going to have clean drinking water. And it seems like, at first glance, it's like, oh, what's the big deal? But this is actually a huge thing, especially on the scale that it's happening at. So it wasn't just one or two. It was, I think, a dozen of water treatment facilities across the U.S. were targeted, to the point now where the president is actually starting to make statements to states saying like, hey, you should probably beef up your security at your water treatment facilities because it looks like we're being hacked this week. And they're actually meeting with the Environment, Health, and Homeland Security agencies today to actually make a task force called the Water Sector Cybersecurity Task Force, because that's how serious this is. So I know last year there was also a lot of power facilities, sewage facilities, healthcare facilities are being targeted, but it looks like foreign actors are trying to target integral facilities in the United States to try to destabilize, the country. You can imagine if this happened all at the same time across the country, how bad this would be if nobody could have clean drinking water, and how crazy Americans would go with their guns and everything. So very interesting. It's definitely something that I'm going to keep an eye on for the next little while, because this is still going on today, because it is literally happening today. But something to look into as we progress into our careers. How can we help beef up the security of some of our most integral necessities in life? So there you go. Thanks.
I actually remember that story. My last week of co-op, I actually had to look into that. I think it was Cyber Avengers, the Iranians that did it. So just another reminder, the black hat hackers are like the biggest dorks out there. But getting into my story, it's a pretty new one, only a few days old, but it's got a lot of buzz around it. So if you haven't heard, the Apex Legends Grand Series, which is a big esports tournament for the Battle Royale game Apex Legends. It's got a prize pool of $5 million. A lot at stake here, but in 2 separate matches, 2 separate players were hacked and had cheats enabled mid-game. So what happened was, with the first guy, during his gameplay, this window pops up. It's in the image there, TSM halal hooks. It enabled certain cheats for him, so he had aimbot enabled. He also had wall hacks, which allowed him to see where all the other players were in the battlefield. He ended up leaving the match. His team came second, but EA announced the result would stand. This is important because when the next guy got hacked, he didn't see the dialogue box there, and he also didn't have the wall hacks, but he still had the aimbot. he decided to stick around for the entire game. And I mean, I don't blame him because he saw how the other team, even though they were a man short, they still didn't get any sympathy from the organizers. So by staying in, he kind of forced the hand of the organizers there. They announced that they would be delaying the rest of the tournament due to the competitive integrity of the series being compromised. And I know what this sounds like on the surface. You know, these two goofballs just enabled cheats mid-game by accident and are now blaming it on being hacked. But for the first guy, when he got hacked, there was a message put in the game chat saying Apex Hacking Global Series by Destroyer 2009 and Random. Random, not much known about this person, but Destroyer 2009 is somebody with a little bit of clout in the Apex hacking scene. There's a lot of clips out there of him stream sniping large streamers, summoning like an army of bots to attack them. He's also known for gifting like loot boxes to big streamers. So he's a well-known person, like a lot of people recognized him while the tournament was going on. So obviously the clips, they blew up. You can actually view the clips online, they're pretty cool to see. It caused a total internet storm. And I mean, I don't blame the internet because like, I know it's kind of cringe to say, but this is like some like Mr. Robot ass hack. Like hacking players mid-tournament is pretty wild. A lot of people were scared, saying, you know, don't play Apex for the next few days. Don't have to tell me twice. But there was a lot of uncertainty about where the vulnerability is. Frankly, there still is a lot of uncertainty. Maybe it was in the Apex Legends client. Maybe the players were hacked beforehand with a spear phishing campaign. A lot of people were also praying that it was an easy anti-cheat, which is a very unpopular software. A lot of people were really hoping this would be the final nail in the coffin. However, EAC put out a statement saying they were confident there was no remote code execution vulnerability in their product. Apex Legends also put out a statement. Not too many details, but they said they put out the first of a layered series of updates. So it does sound like there is a vulnerability in Apex Legends. Was this what the hackers used for initial access, or was it something they used after compromising the players? We still don't know. We got a few more details because TechCrunch did an interview with Destroyer 2009. There was a lot of questions about what the motivation was because it's a little unusual to burn such a serious vulnerability like this. Like you now have the devs working on it because of all the attention it got, so you aren't going to be able to make a lot of money. We finally got the answer for the motivation. It was just for fun. Also indicated some sort of frustration. There might be a bit of a hacktivist angle because Destroyer 2009, he says he didn't report the vulnerability to EA because they don't have a bug bounty program. That's something that might change with all the publicity the story has gotten. He provided little details on the mechanics of the exploit since it's not patched yet. He did say, though, it has nothing to do with the server, and he never touched anything outside of the Apex process and didn't hack the players directly. Is he telling the truth? Time will tell. There's still a lot of uncertainty with this story, so 2 weeks from now, April 4th, we might have some more updates for you guys. But that's it for this story for now.
All right, this one's a bit lighter. Unless you're a multimillionaire, then you're screwed. But pretty much on March 10th, Marine Max, a yacht dealer that posted multi-billion-dollar revenues last year, they disclosed to the SEC that they were a victim of a ransomware attack. They claimed that portions of their business were completely disrupted from the result of their containment process and also obviously the locking of all of their information. Rashida, I have no idea if that's how you say it, ransomware group claims that they were responsible for the attack, and Marine Max claims that there was no sensitive information that was affected by the incident, but based on the ransom that they want, which is 15 Bitcoin, or roughly $1.3 million Canadian, I'm assuming it might have something good in there. Rashida has leaked some of the documents, but from what they showed, it's not like anything that anybody cares about. It was mostly just accounting details and finances, but they do claim that they have celebrity information in there from all of their clients that Marine Max had, which ranges from any actors to multi-billionaires. So they've now put up a 7-day auction for people to bid on that information since Marine Max doesn't seem to be paying out the bounty. So if anybody wants some celebrity information, hit them up, they'll sell it to you. But that's pretty much it, nothing big.
All right, guys. So we're we're gonna take a little break. Just before we go on break, I just want to make a small announcement about the next team for ISSessions. So this week we're all meeting together, the current team, just to discuss like all the interviews and go over everything. We're going to be selecting the team hopefully this Friday. So after this Friday, we should be able to have a selection made. So you should be hearing fairly soon about what the next team is going to be, but it will definitely be before the next meeting. So I just want to let everybody know that we're deciding. It is a very difficult decision for some of the positions, but I think that everyone will be very happy with the result. So you'll hear from us soon, but we are